Hi everyone and welcome to this video. This is a Math 081 video that teaches you how to add and subtract signed numbers. In the previous video, I gave an overview of different ways to understand how to add and subtract signed numbers. And as I did that, I discussed this idea that the negative sign belongs to the number. Again, my overall goal in creating these videos is to increase your math fluency. So this video is going to discuss the first of these three methods, which is the money method. So this method is one of my favorite methods to understand signed numbers because it really relates to everyday life. I don't know how you can really function in the world without at some point interacting with money, right? So in this scenario, if you have a positive number, that's money that you have. So another way to think about it is like money in your checking account or money in your pocket, money that you have to spend. Okay? If you have a negative number, that means that it's money that you have already spent or money that you owe someone. Okay? So when you go through to find your answer, you are adding money that you have and subtracting money that you owe. So let's just go ahead and jump into an example. So let's use this first example, which is negative 7 plus 2. Okay, so negative 7, that's a negative number. So that means that I owe, I don't know, let's make up a name. Let's say that this means that I owe Bob $7. Okay, and then the plus 2, I guess that means that I don't know, get $2 as an allowance or something. Maybe I'm a little kid or something. Okay? Now, obviously in real life it's possible to continue accumulating debt, right, and spend more money and not pay off your debt. But the assumption that we're going to make using this metaphor is that we have to pay off our debt before we can actually spend anything. Okay? So the idea here is that 2 of these dollars go to reducing the debt. Okay, but hopefully you can see that $2, right, means that if I give that $2 to Bob, I'm going to owe him less money, right? But I still owe him money. So by that, right, I owe him $7. I give him $2, right? But I still owe Bob $5. Okay, another way to think about that, right, would be the $5 that I still owe him plus the $2 that I gave him comprise the $7 that I owe him. It's another way to think about it. Okay, so let's look at the second example. I'm just going to use a different screen just so I have more room to work here. Okay, so 5 minus 3. Now you might think about, and I think this is sometimes where things get confusing. Okay, this negative sign is in between these two numbers, and I would encourage you as you work through these problems to sort of start asking yourself about the signs. Who does this belong to? Okay, so addition and subtraction are a little bit different from other operations. So for example, like if I had 5 times 3, right? Obviously, that's 15. I wouldn't really say that this time sign belongs to the 5 or the 3. It's just there. It's an operator that's connecting them. Okay? However, again, addition and subtraction are a little bit different. And if I had to pick one, if I said, okay, the subtraction sign is making someone negative, is it making the 5 negative? Or is it making the 3 negative? Which one is becoming negative because of the subtraction sign? Or another way to think about it is, what number is getting subtracted? Well, the 3 is getting subtracted, right, from the 5. So the 3 is becoming negative. In fact, you could even think about this as 5 plus negative 3. That's another way to understand this problem. Okay? So if signs confuse you, one thing that might be confusing you is you're not really sure what the sign is acting on, which number is it acting on, okay? And the sign always comes before the number. Okay, and I see this very often when we get into solving like one-step equations. So for example, a good example would be like, let's say I have x minus 3 is equal to 5, right? So actually that's not a good example. Let's do 3 minus x equals 5. Okay, and then people are like, oh, well, I want to get the 3 on the other side, so let me add 3 to both sides. But that's not right because, okay, this negative sign belongs to the x, it doesn't belong to the 3.